our 25 Storm Wrangler there to protect you folks in Falls County. Tornado warning in effect. Read the text.
It's going to go until 8:30, Matt. Of course, it's radar indicated rotation right now, but we've got Josh Johns watching it. It's going to run until 8:30 for parts of Bell County and Falls County, moving to the south at about 30 miles per hour. This puts it about 14 miles northeast of Temple at this time.
All right, so this is going to stay east of you folks in Temple, mainly well east of Bell County as well. I think it's going to follow pretty much perpendicular here from 77 down to the Bell County line. But again, we're watching this appendage right here as it continues to try to lower. And a lot of dust being kicked out by this as well, probably making it hard to see. Josh, what are you seeing? Any more appendages coming down?
I don't see any more appendages coming down except for the one that we're seeing. Matt, I'm trying to make sure that that's the actual lowering and not the shelf on the back side of it.
Yeah, that looks like it's rotating there.
I think you're right. And so that's going to be right in front of us. So we're on 438. We're looking northeast.
All right. So don't get behind this. Don't let this overtake you. So if you need to move, move. We can handle it for the radar for just a second. But it's definitely, let's go back to the radar. And you can see right here, this is definitely wrapped up. Earlier, this was more like this. Now, it's like that. This is wrapping up, and we are starting to see a lot more of an appendage here, more of a hook that is becoming very prevalent. There's your rotation right here. So that is going to be just about 3 miles west of Lot right now. Here's Highway 320, so there's Westphalia. So if you live anywhere between Westphalia and Lot, you need to go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Even if we don't see a tornado, we have the potential of up to 70 mile per hour winds, maybe even a little bit stronger. Let's go over our tornado safety tips there.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring those up, and I want to remind you all that, in a situation like this, below ground is the best place to be if you can do that. Otherwise, we're going to be asking you guys to be in the center of your home in an interior room. So that's going to be someplace like a closet or a bathroom, someplace where you can get a lot of walls in between you and the outside, so you can limit the idea of some of the debris coming into where you are located within the home. So once you're there, you can basically take other steps to protect yourself. Helmets are great. You might have bike helmets. You might have batting helmets. You want to put those on to protect your head in an event like this. You can add some protection of padding from blankets, pillows. Again, if you're in a closet or a bathroom, that's going to be something you're going to want. Otherwise, if you have a storm shelter in an event like this, well, that's why it's on your property. Now is the time to be there. And mobile and manufactured homes, time to leave those and make your way to the nearest sturdy shelter. So hopefully you have that plan in place, because now is the time to go to a sturdy shelter at this time. So once you're there, turn us up, keep that television volume on. We'll let you know what's going on, and we'll be able to give you the all clear as this storm moves.
All right, so the circulation's on the west side of Lot, again, about 3 miles west of town. And we do have eyes on this. So right now, nothing officially on the ground, but there's some very strong winds that's wrapping around the mesocyclone. So we may see this go tornadic at any time, or it may just produce very strong winds up to 70 miles per hour, maybe even greater than that. So west of Lot, heading down toward Westphalia, that is going to be moving your way. Rosebud, let's keep a close eye on this for you, as we do have that tornado warning in effect. And there you go, Westphalia at 8:03, so coming into town soon. And then continuing down the southeast. We like to put some of the landmarks there, so if you live in the rural sections of Western Falls County, you can see exactly what time that's going to be close to you. But again, this is mainly going to be west of Highway 77. This will not impact you folks in Marlin. This does include parts of eastern Bell County, but I really think this is going to go pretty much inside the county line right here of Falls County and continuing down to the south. So again, as you head west of Rosebud here, this is where we could have the potential of some of that rotation moving on down. And again, very strong winds associated with this as well. Could see winds in the order of 60 to 70 miles per hour as it continues here just to the northwest of 320. So at the very least, we're going to get strong winds. We could get a tornado at any time as it continues to work its way off to the southeast. Then we have the hail aspect. Folks in lot, you may not escape that. We will have quarter to golf ball size hail possible with this thunderstorm as it works its way down 77 as well. That could go close to Westphalia and then continuing down to the southeast. So folks around Rosebud, again, let's keep an eye on this, especially between Rosebud and the Bell County line. That's where we're going to have most of this as it works its way down toward the south. Again, well-developed hook here. Let's go back to our velocity products. I'll put my finger right here. That's where it's going to be. And that's exactly where the velocity products are saying that it would be as well. So getting a little bit of inflow into the mesocyclone right now as it works its way down the south. These are still strong winds here on the backside. So that's going to be in the order of 60 to 70 miles per hour working across western parts of Falls County. And Josh is trying to get us a good view of this as he continues down toward the southeast. Okay, so that will continue down toward the southeast again. That's where we have the tornado warning. I'm not seeing the greens and reds touch each other like what we would like to see that, but again, we hopefully will see it stay more ragged like this and not get this a little bit tighter. If that tightens up, we will have the potential for a tornado here across the western parts of Falls County as it works its way to the southeast. Let's go back to McLennan County real quick. We have new thunderstorms developing near McGregor, and that continues to work its way. No severe thunderstorm warning with this yet, but this one's forming near McGregor. Let's put that into motion. We may see that come close to Highway 84 here, west of Woodway. So this will be one that we're watching. Could get some hail out of that now between McGregor and the county line there where it comes together with Coryell there on Highway 84. We did want to take a quick look at that. And then down to the southwest as well. Looks like these thunderstorms are slowly falling apart in and around Killeen over Fort Cavazos. That's good news. But we still have a pretty good cell here as we were making way into Burnett County as that works its way down toward the southeast. Again, some hail will be possible with this thunderstorm. Let's go to Josh Johns. Let's go back to the storm in Falls County.
Matt, this is near Awenaville. We stopped to try to get gas, didn't see any, but we're looking off to the north of this storm. This is going to be west of the main circulation, but I did see a little bit of rising with it and also a little bit of spin with it. So I'd be watching that back in to see if any new turbulence forms. Back up, JT, and point back to the east. There's no one coming, so you're good. We're going to point east now, Matt, and it's just very dark. It is just dark that direction. But that's going to be that main mesocyclone right in front of us there. I don't know if you can make it out very well.
Yeah, it's going to be
We're
hard.
We're coming down 3369, so go ahead and go east.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to see right there. But again, a lot of dust being kicked up. All right, looks like the circulation now is just north of Westphalia, probably about 2 miles north of town right now, if that. So folks in Westphalia, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. Put as many walls between you and the outside and get away from windows, especially those north and west facing windows, as we'll likely have large hail flying with this. So with strong winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour, that can produce wind-blown hail. So we don't want you to get hurt by that, especially on north and west facing sides of any structures here. So get away from that, put as many walls between you and the outside. Strong winds coming with this as well on the west side of Westphalia. And again, in the order of 60 to 70 miles per hour. Let's query this real quick. Just to the north here, and again, we're probably going to see some pretty big numbers. There's 65, there's 67. So again, up to 70 mile per hour winds being indicated by radar as that continues to work its way off toward the southeast. So this is going to be our main player here over the next few minutes as it works its way southeast. Rosebud, hopefully the circulation will stay just here west, but we will have the potential for some hail moving down your way. That can be quarter to golf ball size. We have seen that near the Galinda area as well. Let's go back to Josh's shot real quick on our 25 Storm Wrangler. And you can see it pulled back there, and that's the radar presentation. You can see the hook echo right here. So that's the wind wrapping around. We have the inflow coming into here. And you can see the shot with Josh there on our 25 Storm Wrangler. And we will continue to watch that with Josh as we continue to make its way off toward the southeast and through Falls County. Bell County, eastern part of this is in the tornado warning. I think it stays east of you. It will be east of you folks in Temple. You don't have to worry about this one as it will stay off to the east across western parts of Falls County. But then it will make its way into Milam County. So folks in Cameron, I would say that one probably has some eyes for you here in the next hour or so. So if you're in and around Cameron, this will be making its way down to the south. And again, tornado warning in effect with that. Any more updates?
We are going to get a severe thunderstorm warning from the McGregor cell. It has intensified. In fact, there it is, to the point where a warning has been necessitated. So hail in the order of ping pong ball size possible with this storm, in addition to 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that's going to go until 9 o'clock for the extreme eastern part of Coryell County, and it also includes just that very northwest tip of Falls County, but mainly this is for southern McLennan County, and you can see the new box that has been drawn there on your screen. That's a severe thunderstorm that's located pretty much over SpaceX at this time, and it already looks like it's producing some hail. Our hail tracker indicates that, yeah, there could be some up to ping pong to maybe golf ball size hail in the Oglesby and SpaceX areas. So this one's going to be a little elevated. It's probably forming on top of some rain-cooled air, but it's still tapping into plenty of instability that's still in the lower and mid levels. So that's where your hail and lightning threat is going to come from. So this one, not necessarily something I think we'll have to watch for rotation, but it's going to have some hail with it. And as I put this into motion, I believe this one's on an eastward path. It is indeed. So we are going to watch that one because that could present some hail threats for parts of, again, southern McLennan County, if indeed this one holds together. And that warning is going to go for 9 o'clock, or until 9 o'clock. So that's a brand new one. We continue to watch this tornado-warned storm down here in western Falls County, the southwestern part of Falls County. Josh Johns is looking at that right now. What we're doing is we're looking at the velocity, the winds inside the thunderstorm, and right now, while there is some weak rotation, it's definitely the winds blowing out of the storm that are dominating right now. It's not really tying in very well with the inflow winds. So if those were, we definitely see brighter reds contrasted with the brighter greens. Right now, it's the brighter greens that are stronger. They have just trimmed up this warning just to give it a little bit of a new update here. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. It's located 8 miles southwest of Lott or 14 miles east of Temple, moving to the south at about 25 miles per hour. So let me give the all clear to some places in terms of the tornado warning. Maybe still some severe weather in the area in terms of hail, but as far as the tornado warning goes, Lott, you're not in it. Bell Falls, you're not in it anymore. Blevins is not. Farm to Market Road 935 is not. You guys are able to at least have a sigh of relief that tornado threats pass, but you might want to stay where you are in your shelter just to let the hail potential go, because there is still going to be some of that in your neck of the woods, as the hail potential on our hail tracker certainly seems right in the Lott community. We still could have some in the order of ping pong to golf ball size.
All right, so our tornado warning continues here. We do have meteorologist Josh Johns. He's in our 25 Storm Wrangler. He's giving us a pretty good shot right now. Josh, what's your exact location? What are you seeing?
We're on 2904. We're just northeast of Seaton by a couple miles. We're going to be heading to 320, and then we're going to hit 53 towards Rosebud. You're looking straight at where the mesocyclone should be. We're getting some high winds here on the, slow down a bit, JT. We're getting some high winds blasting us from the left. There's a big wall of dust to our left, too. So that's going to be the north of us. So just off to the left side of the screen should be where you're looking at the rotation. Matt, I don't see anything on the ground. I see a lot of lightning. I see some lower clouds, but I don't see anything on the ground at this time. And we're getting a little bit of rain. So anything that would be spinning is going to be, there's going to be rain between it and us.
Okay.
And that would be heading towards the Rosebud area. So we're going to end up south of it soon.
All right, so get south
Get into
there.
Rosebud.
Yeah, get south there and try to see what you can see. It's a broad area of rotation right now on radar. So again, I'm seeing this not hook around quite as much. It's becoming more elongated here. This may be about to outflow out, which means strong winds, but hopefully that would lessen the tornado threat a bit. But still, the potential exists right here, anywhere between Highway 320 and Highway 77 down to 53. So in that triangle there, west of Rosebud, that's where we're going to see the strongest winds, the potential of golf ball size hail, and looks like the possibility of a tornado. A tornado warning remains in effect for Falls County. Folks in Burlington, this is not tornado warned for you folks in Milam yet, but I do think that if this kind of presentation continues, we may see a tornado warning down into parts of Milam County. At the very least, I think we get a severe thunderstorm warning for you folks in Milam County, heading down 77 there. So again, once we get to our southeastern counties, these storms, for whatever reason, like to find energy down here, and sometimes they can intensify even more. But that thunderstorm is definitely wrapped up now, and that potential for a tornado still exists here west of you folks in Rosebud. Let's go farther to the northwest and show you thunderstorms here right over McGregor down to the Moody area. They're on 317. We may see some large hail associated with this. This one's kind of making its way more off toward the east very slowly. So folks from Hewitt down to Galinda and over toward Moody, Bruceville, Eddy, we need to keep an eye on this for the southern half of McLennan County as it's making more of an eastward turn. So that puts it at about Harris Creek Baptist Church. They're on 84, about 825. Lorena at about 835. Hewitt at 841. Panther Stadium, of course, that's Midway High School, and that's going to be about 841. And then over toward Robinson, about 852 or so. Again, this is a pretty slow mover. Doesn't guarantee that you're going to see hail, but some hail potential will exist with this. Yes, there's a little bit of hook on this, but this is behind the main storm, so this definitely is elevated here. So we will have the potential for some of that hail. Let's go to our hail tracker, probably right in here, just southwest of McGregor. Yeah, golf ball size hail for sure possible right there on the county line, right there with Coryell and McLennan. So anywhere between McGregor and Moody here on 317, get ready for that. It's right over SpaceX currently as well. So maybe some golf ball size hail in and around SpaceX, south side of McGregor, making its way along Highway 84 and then continuing to the east from there. Now, this may move a little erratically. It may go a little farther north, may go a little farther south. So folks from Woodway, Hewitt, let's keep an eye on this as it continues to make its way deeper into McLennan County. Lorena, Bruceville, Eddy, back through Moody, McGregor. This is where we're probably going to see some of this hail fall as it continues to make its way off toward the east very slowly. Heavy rain there on 84 near McGregor right now. And again, I'd say Hewitt South is where we really need to keep an eye on this, and then west of I-35 here over the next 30 minutes or so. So that's a storm to keep an eye on as it moves through western parts of McLennan County with a hail prospect, not so much a tornado prospect. The storms in Bell County, well, those have pretty much weakened. No severe thunderstorm warnings here now, so it looks like things are quieting down in southern parts of Bell County, west of Salado, and then also north of Colleen. Still some lightning there on Fort Cavazos, but hopefully not being severe. Then farther down to the southwest, this storm is pretty big here, moving down toward you folks in Burnett as that makes its way off toward the south and east. And again, we have our parent cell that's continuing to work its way off to the southeast, did produce damage across the Waco area with some trees down with that, and we did get some pictures in, and we can go ahead and show that. This is on Windmill Hill off Hillcrest and Lakeshore, and it looks like a tree onto a house there. So again, this is where we've seen some of that damage, and this is pretty much close to where Todd saw some of the damage as well. That was close to his neighborhood. Have you checked on your house, Todd?
Mine is okay.
That's good.
That's the good news. And yeah, we did just get this email in. So this is not too far away from what you were just mentioning, where we had a very large tree down kind of near the Wooded Acres and Lakeshore area. And that edge of the lake there just got pounded by those winds. I think we have another video. Can we bring up the next video we have there, Josh? I believe this is from, okay, this video we're about to see is from the inside of the academy. So we had hail damage at that academy. We have some really good footage from inside. All right, he's trying to bring that up, Matt, but there is also some additional footage we've gotten from inside that academy where they had some hail inside the building.
All right, so again, this storm is wrapped up. I mean, we are getting this wrapped up now just west of Rosebud. So let's hold on the video just a second. Let's get this wrapped up right here. Let's go back to our velocity products. Again, the reds and greens, it looks a lot more on reflectivity like it's a lot more organized than it actually is. But again, right over Westphalia, stay in your storm shelter right now. Stay in your place of safety. You got about 20 minutes to go before I think we can give you the all clear here, as this is not moving very quickly as it makes its way down toward the south. So at the very least, you're getting those strong winds moving through Westphalia, west of you folks in Travis, down to Rosebud. You're probably going to see some of these strong winds, but I do think it's mainly going to be west of Rosebud, west of Highway 77, right here along Highway 53, as that continues down to the south. But maybe a little wrapping up here just in the side, the city of Westphalia. And again, not a big town there, but again, let's keep you in your storm shelter there as that tornado warning continues. Okay, do we have that video?
Yes, I think we do. Let's go ahead and play this, Josh, if we can. And look at the wind and the hail being pushed into the entrance. So if I understand correctly, this is the same store, that Academy, which is on New Road in Franklin. And this was captured, 75, 80 minutes ago. But just look at the power of the wind and all of the hail coming in through their front door.
All right, so we have meteorologist Josh Johns who's out. Can you bring up the iris at all? Josh, all we're seeing is black.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that.
All right, so, well, we can't see anything, so put it back
But
on
I
you
can
and
tell
us
you,
what
we're
see.
looking at the base right now. We're looking at the base right now. We just punched through the rain. We've got inflow into this base, Matt. It's not on the ground, but it is spinning. And we're going to keep moving off to the east and get ahead of it. But I've got moisture feeding up into it, and it is spinning. And you can see, well, you can't see. There's a lowering right in the middle. I'm going to take a picture and text it to you.
All right, that'll be good. So let's see if we can work on that camera just a little bit. I know it's starting to get dark out there, and especially when you're inside a supercell thunderstorm, it gets dark in a hurry. So let's take a look at that again. We do have the 25 Storm Wrangler out. We have eyes on it. Nothing on the ground still, but we do have the potential for some of this right here. But again, that is the Academy that you saw there. Had quite a bit of damage sustained with that there on New Road in Franklin on the south side of Waco, where we had hail come through the skylights there and also through the front doors. So definitely some damage there to the Academy in Waco. Now, that's looking like some false return right there. So we're getting some radar folding right now. Again, there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. There's a lot of things that could be messing this up. So don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to right in here where we do have that red and that green coming together. And again, some very strong winds will still be possible as that moves down. So right in there, that's where we have. So this is
Fort Worth.
Storm relative?
That is storm relative.
Okay, so we have that, and that is looking up in the storm. So we definitely have rotation in the mid-levels of the thunderstorm. That continues to work its way across the southwestern parts of Falls County. So stay in your storm shelters if you live west of Rosebud right now, down toward the Burlington area, and then eventually down into Milam County. So we have gotten a lot of reports of some trees down, some high winds associated with this thunderstorm, quite a bit of hail associated with it as well. We had golf ball size hail in Robinson, golf ball size hail in Golinda, and probably some golf ball size hail. It's going to be very close to you folks in Rosebud, as this storm has definitely ticked up just a little bit as it continues. All right, that's what Josh was looking at right there. Caleb, take it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is straight from meteorologist Josh Johns, and with this picture we got texted to us. This is the base of the thunderstorm, and he's looking back into it. So we've been talking about the ragged look that he's been noting, and again, some ragged features here. Maybe a little bit of air streaming into the thunderstorm. You notice the clouds being sucked up into this tail feature here. Now this, again, could be rotating, but perhaps having trouble translating the rotation down to the surface. And one reason for that is, again, there's some outflow here that you don't see, but the outflow is actually going to be the base layer right here along the ground. And so that's going to be kind of eliminating the better air to be worked back up into the thunderstorm to perhaps create some rotation. That's what I've been noticing, at least here behind the scenes on radar, and kind of gives us another vantage point there from Josh. By the way, Matt, that's something that the National Weather Service has also mentioned. They're noting that the outflow is kind of undercutting at this time. If that trend continues, there will not be a downstream tornado warning. It will become a downstream severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, so tornado warning for now continues here across Falls County, again, west of Rosebud. Looks like it's filling in here, so our hook is starting to dissipate a little bit. What these storms do is they constantly change, as I always say. So this could be wrapping up. We may be going through a recycle phase here of this supercell as it continues down to the southeast, and we may get another hook to form as it makes its way down into parts of Milam County. So we'll just continue to watch this as it works its way off toward the southeast. But at the very least, large hail from Rosebud to about the Bell County line, right in there, from 77 to the Bell County line, boom, we're going to have the potential of some golf ball size hail, maybe larger size hail associated with that storm as it works its way off toward the southeast. Folks in Burlington, this is headed your way across northern parts of Milam County. We're going to get some sort of warning here for Milam County, whether it's tornado or severe. We'll just have to wait and see. But again, at least a severe thunderstorm warning as that continues down into parts of Milam County. Not there yet, but the Weather Service will be working on that very soon. Let's go back to the McLennan County storm. And this one just kind of hanging out here over SpaceX on the south side of McGregor and between there and Moody here on 317. So again, probably where you're getting hail, it's just continuing to hail. Looks like it's starting to make a little turn to the south towards you folks in Moody. So in Moody, watch out. We have this turning a little bit more to the south now. So here's Moody right in here on the southern parts of McLennan County. We could have that moving your way. It looks like the hail core did come down a little bit. Quarter-size hail, maybe up to golf ball-size hail from time to time associated with this thunderstorm across western McLennan County. If this trend continues, it will mainly be west of I-35 and maybe making its way down into Bell County. So we'll have to watch that for you folks in and around Troy, north side of Lake Belton, as that continues down to the south. So we'll continue to monitor that thunderstorm, producing some rain here from the west side of Woodway down through McGregor, but the main emphasis here is right along 317 south of Highway 84, moving across southern parts of McLennan County. So a severe thunderstorm warning associated with this. Hopefully a lot of this will stay to the west of you folks in Lorena and Hewitt, but still some locally heavy rain will be possible as that continues to work its way off toward the south. And that will continue down into parts of Bell County as that works off to the south. Caleb?
Well, I'm looking at some reports behind the scenes, and we still have some more to pass along to you. Another report from Robinson, by the way. We're still upping that hail size. We now had a 2-inch report from Robinson, so of course that was a little bit ago, but 2-inch size hail there. We also can let you know that I believe we had $50 in Golinda, and Durango also with golf ball, and Durango was very close to those towns that Josh was chasing in a little while ago. Okay, here's the brand new one, upwards of 3-inch hail in Lorena. This is approximately 3¼ inch hail from social media, and that was in Lorena not too long ago. I think the estimated time was 7:31, so talking about 55 minutes ago, but that's the biggest stone report that we have seen so far this evening.
So 3-inch hail in and around Lorena on the east side there. Wow. Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning now coming out. So that's going to replace our tornado warning as this moves into Milam County. It does include you folks in Cameron. Let's read it off.
It is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of 65-mile-per-hour winds and hail up to, let's see, that's greater than hen egg size, 2 and 2.5-inch hail possible there. Bell County, parts of Bell County, Falls County, Milam, and Robertson until 9:30. The bulk of which is going to be Milam County there, north of Rockdale. Does include Cameron.
Yeah, so that's going to be some sizable hail that's working its way. So golf ball size, maybe a couple of tennis ball size hailstones, anywhere between golf ball and tennis ball size hail. That'll be on the high end. A lot of it will be quarter to $50 size, but up to golf ball to tennis ball size hail will be possible with this thunderstorm as it continues to work its way to the south here into Milam County. So folks in Cameron, this is rolling your way. Tornado warning, when does that expire again?
I want to say 8:30. Yeah, it's 8:30.
So 5 more minutes for the tornado warning. It does not look nearly as well defined here west of Rosebud, but we still could get some very strong winds. So we need to watch out for that as, again, wind is wind, whether it's coming right at you or it's circulating. And yeah, we've definitely lost quite a bit of the circulation, or at least trying to circulate here. But we still have that strong wind moving towards cyclone, and that will continue down toward the south. So far eastern parts of Bell County, moving down into Milam County, that is going to be pushing your way, and strong winds associated with this as well, especially now getting south of 53 and then continuing across far southeastern Bell, far southern parts of Falls, and moving down into Milam County. So very strong wind associated with that.
I'm going to go ahead and query some of those. And we're not exactly seeing the brightest of blues like we were earlier, but this is still a radar estimate of 65 to 66 mile per hour winds. Not guaranteed to be making it down to the surface. We are combing at this storm a little bit up. But, these are potentially some of those wind speeds that could be making it down to the ground. So the good news is, like Matt was mentioning, less of a rotating signature there. Certainly a straight line wind possibility. They've elected to go with a severe thunderstorm warning with this thunderstorm, and the motion is still pretty much due south. So in addition to that, I know we've got some hail that has got to be falling near Rosebud, and indeed that's what our hail tracker says. Could still be in the order of golf ball or greater, especially just to the west of Highway 77.
Yeah, so that's going to continue down in the south into Milam County. So if you live along 77 in Milam County, this storm is moving your way. Hopefully, it will weaken a little bit. We'll watch it, but it has weakened, then pulsed back up, weakened, and pulsed back up. So we'll see if this is going to weaken and then pulse back up here as it continues down the south. Could be in a reorganizing phase here, but still, 60, 70 mile per hour winds can do some damage. We saw that in and around Waco earlier tonight. Looks like some showers developing over Temple. This is nothing severe. Don't have to worry about that as of now. We'll keep an eye on it. Up to the north, though, we do have that thunderstorm there across McLennan County, moving down toward you folks in Moody, moving away from McGregor. This is going to be producing quarter size, $half size hail as it continues down toward the south. So get ready in Moody for a possibility of a little hail as that continues down toward the south, right into you as we speak right now, as that works its way down 317 and eventually moving into northern parts of Bell County as that moves down toward the south. So tornado warning continues for 2 more minutes here for Falls County as that works its way through. And again, that thunderstorm there, and then another thunderstorm in Burnett County, which is severe. And that's likely affecting folks in Burnett. Looks like it's split off just a little bit here. Hopefully this one will start to come down just a little bit as it works its way off toward the southeast. Lampasas looks like you're going to be quiet now as those thunderstorms will likely stay south of you. Right there on Fort Cavazos, north of Killeen, we do have some thunderstorms there. This one just kind of hanging out, not really doing too much. Lightning is coming down, maybe some small hail associated with that as that moves off to the east. So the northern parts of Lake Belton could be experiencing that. We'll see if that can intensify here over the next few minutes. But basically, we have 2 cells that we're really watching. The one in McLennan County, that one will just be a hail producer moving toward Moody. And then our tornado warned storm, which will continue down to the southeast as it moves toward Cameron.
And the only other storm out there is the one that's well to the north. It's no longer severe thunderstorm warned. I know you see that yellow box there, but this thunderstorm has moved beyond that severe thunderstorm warning polygon. And it is this cell here which has weakened dramatically. In fact, there's not even any more lightning left with that thunderstorm. So we can say goodbye to that one. It's done. Not anything to be expecting out of that. I know you're seeing the red box here of the tornado warning on the board here, but it is effectively done. The National Weather Service says they are expiring it. So at the stroke of 8:30, it is going to come off the board. So thankfully, we've been seeing in real time that severe weather or the tornado threat decrease to the point where it's not really there. But it's still going to be a strong, hefty thunderstorm with the potential for some strong winds in there and likely some hail as well, which hopefully is going to stay just to the west of Highway 77. But it's 8:30 and it is gone. The tornado warning is no longer active.
All right, that is definitely some good news. Not good news for the hail potential near Rosebud, but other than that, at least the tornadic part of this has come down. But remember, it still could produce winds in excess of 60 miles per hour as it continues down Highway 77 there. New thunderstorm going up just to the southeast of Troy. I think that's in advance of the one from McLennan County. So that one's kind of popped up there pretty quickly. So some locally heavy rain with that, maybe some small hail as that works across eastern McLennan, moving into western parts of Falls County. And then the thunderstorm moving out of the Moody area, that will continue down to the south into Bell County as well. So a little bit of hail possible in and around Moody. That storm has come down just a little bit on radar presentation, but it still could produce some sizable hail, over quarter size, as that makes its way down Highway 317. And then another one to the southwest of Flat. That one's just kind of hanging out, not severe thunderstorm warned. Maybe some pea-size hail with that, maybe slightly larger in and around the core, but that's mainly over Fort Cavazos right now. All right, let's go to meteorologist Josh Johns. He's in our 25 Storm Wrangler.
We're in downtown Rosebud, Matt, getting hit by some wind, getting hit by some hail. The wind is probably on the order of 30 or 40 miles per hour right now. The largest hail I've seen, probably about the size of dimes. The hail's not coming down as hard right now, but just looking at radar, that core should be right over us. So we should get some hail and some wind here in Rosebud. You can see the wind shaking the stoplight there. If you're from Rosebud, you know where this is. It's 77 to 265 here, and you can see those gusts of wind. So thankfully, not seeing anything tornadic like we were earlier, but still a pretty good thunderstorm coming here through Rosebud, Matt. We're going to ride it out here.
All right, so that storm continues down toward the southeast, and it does appear that the hail cores come down just a little bit west of Rosebud. Hopefully that will continue. We are now getting after sunset now, or just close to, so hopefully we'll start to see a weakening trend with these thunderstorms. But that one, still trying to go there, Caleb, as we do have the potential for some hail, especially right on in here. Lots of thunder and lightning associated with that thunderstorm as well. Moving down toward Milam County, hopefully we'll see a general weakening trend.
Yeah, we are getting later into the night, but there's an overwhelming amount of instability that is, well, it's lessening, but it certainly was bottled up earlier today, so it's going to take a little while for all that to dissipate. There's still something for this thunderstorm to feed off of, even if it's not exactly taking in the surface air, which is going to be the most moist, but certainly some of that air that's still in the mid-levels of the atmosphere is going to be posing a lot of energy to work with as well. And so that's why after dark, some of these thunderstorms can especially continue. So this, by all accounts, is still going to have some severe potential for the next little bit. And first and foremost, that's going to come in the form of some hail. We were hearing from Josh there at his location, dime-size hail. He is just to the east of what our hail tracker says would be the hail core, so it could be greater than dimes just to his west, and hopefully the strongest winds and hail will stay out of Rosebud because, you know, they've kind of been knocked down not too long ago with some damage from some winds, unfortunately. That was only a few days ago, so they could use a break. Our hail tracker is estimating hail in the order of perhaps up to golf ball size around Zipperlandville. And even if it's not golf ball, it could still be in those orders of quarters to perhaps $50. Not everyone's going to receive golf ball size hail. The potential is there, but of course some of the stones could be smaller than that, but still something to take seriously. In addition to that, heavy rain and a lot of lightning concentrated between Westphalia and Rosebud. And the winds are something we have to talk about too. It's a straight line wind threat. It's the outflow winds that kind of cut out the rotation of that storm. So thankfully that diminished the rotating potential, but we're still seeing a pocket of some strong winds between Airville and Cyclone. So this is going to be where 53 joins up with 320. In fact, Zabsixville is basically underneath these strong winds right now. These are radar estimates that I'm going to pull up. Again, a radar estimate, but in the order of 66 to 70 mile per hour winds. Some of those could make it down to the ground. What you're seeing here is a couple thousand feet up, but some of those could be making it down to the ground in the order of 65 plus mile per hour winds. So that's on the western end of the storm, and in general, that's where we've seen the strongest winds with the storm, is on the west end. Having said that, within the core of the storm, we can't rule out some severe gusts either, because sometimes we get those downbursts, pockets of wind that escape from upwards in the thunderstorm and rush down to the ground where the hail is falling. So that's potential as well. Not necessarily seeing that imminently from a velocity standpoint, but we will keep an eye on it. You can see some of the brighter greens back towards Rosebud, where Josh was estimating 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. Do have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming for the cell near Moody. This is straight from the National Weather Service. They're going to say it's moving southward into Bell County, hail being the main concern. So let's jump up to Moody and check out this thunderstorm. Again, not worried about rotation with this. This is not able to ingest the good surface air because this area has been kind of overturned in a way, thunderstorms passing through earlier. But like I said, elevated instability gives you that hail threat, and that's what we're dealing with here. So any moment now, we're going to see a new severe thunderstorm warning drawn for this particular thunderstorm. And let's go ahead and look at the hail potential with this. So the hail potential is going to be confined to right where Coryell and Bell in McLennan County meet. So this is going to be near Mother Neff State Park. A little bit to the west of Moody right now, basically along the Eddie Gatesville Parkway, is where we're seeing some hail potential with this thunderstorm. Could be in the order of walnut size to up to golf ball, perhaps. We'll see what the warning text says, as this is going to be issued momentarily. But we are going to get a new warning, Matt, for the Moody storm, a severe thunderstorm warning. It'll be issued here very shortly.
All right, so now that we're below tornado warning status, we're going to take you back to regular programming. But we will continue on our digital channels if we start to see an uptick in major populations, and we need to be back on. We're going to do that. But thank you for watching our coverage this evening. We're going to continue on our digital platforms, Facebook, and on our app. Keep it right here. We'll keep you advised.